I ain't in the talking, go chop off your lips. If I ain't in your top 10, go top 4 for bridge. My black boys like boys that knock off your lid. I thought y'all gon' pop off, so hop off my. What you mean? I said, what you mean? Listen, I don't trust her soul. No, I said, what you mean? Whoa, 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 whoa. I said, what you mean?
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's Dak Prescott's Cowboys going up against Cousins' Redskins.
All right, Larry, we are due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. It's P-Ryan to begin the drive. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Second down following the run. Play action for P-Ryan. Now Cousins. And right away, he lost the football. And the Cowboys have recovered. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Caught left side, Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
Not today. Got him.
First and goal here from the 9. Now Elliott. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now second and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Bailey now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Cousins gives this to P-Ryan. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford. He used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, you know, he'd say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Didn't he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about. He used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad,
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Cousins a handoff. This is P-Ryan. And he's got some space here. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
And that's why defense coordinators always preach 11 guys to the ball. Because sometimes you have a missed tackle. But if you have a swarm of guys around, less room for them to roam even after the first missed tackle. In this case, tackle was missed. Plenty of open field to get after that. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They run it here with Thompson. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they? Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. 2nd down, the ball on the 2 here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And now running right through him. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
And a great spot to start this drive from here. Following the interception, Cousins. Now he's flushed out left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Just 1 yard to go here on 2nd down. They'll run it here with Pirine. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Redskins have taken the lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Dances by him. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Danny Shelton in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Second down, Cousins. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of...
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Pernell McPhee in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Second down, Prescott. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And this one's incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Prescott yet again. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, past the sticks, first down. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Wiggles free. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. Here's P-Ryan. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Off the play fake, Cousins. Caught on the right side, Reed. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Atlanta. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble, because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. First down, Prescott. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Bryant. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards. First down carry by Elliott. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
A second down throw for Prescott. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Prescott now on second down. A dump off for Davis. And down inside the 15 he goes. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Flushed out right. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They come out here in the eye. On second down, Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They keep on the ground with Elliott. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. Bailey now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. A first down throw for Cousins. And that is is incomplete here. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson, and now it's second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. They'll run it now out of the gun. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Prescott from the gun. Looking deep for Elliott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and it's third down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Final play of the half, Prescott. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll throw now on the final play. Fights off the defender. And an alley to run. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we send you down to Orlando where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. A second quarter score from down in Houston. And the Steelers there out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Williams. And that time he's smothered as he's wrestled down. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys will worth their weight in gold.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Again, it's Elliott. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
The give is to Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Here's Prescott. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Prescott looks to throw on first. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Will Compton coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll run it now out of the gun. 8 yards here, so that gets them back within striking distance. And now it's 3rd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Prescott. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Bailey able to knock it through. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter now in Lambeau. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. This fielded at the 2. Nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Play action for P-Ryan. Now Cousins. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Jalen Smith able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. Now on the run, he'll throw it back, and this will be caught at the 30. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Elsewhere at Arrowhead there in the third quarter. The Chiefs have scored again to extend their lead a bit. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They go play action here on first down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now Prescott. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. Give him 30 yards there. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They give to Elliott. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Back now at FedEx Field. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Just 2 yards to go here on 2nd down for the offense. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And an alley to run. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Bailey now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Redskins. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Cousins to throw it. This one caught by Crowder. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick six.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Cousins on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Now P-Ryan trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window. They've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to go down way back at the 42-yard line. Jamarcus Lawrence in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And now here come the Cowboys. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Elliott, toss right. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On the counter, Elliott. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. They run it here. Where? And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. Around the NFL fourth quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Panthers have scored to extend their lead. A win would be their first of the young season. Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in? And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Now Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Elliott running right, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Around the NFL, 4th quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Panthers are starting to pull away in that one. A win would be their first of the young season. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Redskins now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 38-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. First down. Here's Cousins. He's going to let it fly. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. On second down, Cousins again. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Cousins again, able to shake him off. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Demarcus Lawrence in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Second down, Cousins. Shedding through the defense. Escaping the pressure right. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that